Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Space Between podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of my favorite band, Dave Matthews Band. If this is your very first time listening to this podcast, hold on. We're going to do something a little different in this episode. So if you're wanting to get the normal podcast episode, maybe don't listen to this one first, although this is a great first one. You're going to hear a DMB fan give his journey, kind of the soundtrack of his life and the story behind it, all about this music we love so much. So a few weeks ago, the Space Between podcast held a contest to give a pit ticket away for free to the rescheduled Minnesota show, which is next week on Monday after Denver. And so the contest was put out, and all you had to do to submit your name was to submit a video talking about, why you are a fan of Dave Matthews Band and why you wanted to represent the Space Between podcast in the pit. Because the winner was not only going to win a pit ticket, but also win a free t-shirt that the winner has the only t-shirt like it. Well, let me correct that. I also got one made for me because I was like, I need to have one of everything, right? This is my podcast. I want one too. So there were two made. So if you're going to be at the Minnesota show, you see a guy in the pit with a Space Between podcast shirt on. His name is John. Give him a hello from the Space Between. Tell him that you heard his story. And I'm sure that will be exciting for him. This story was picked as the winner by me and my husband. Thank you for all the submissions that were sent in. We were so blown away. But John really just, he told us a story that, of course, no one else has. And that's the whole thing about this podcast is, you and I and the friend in the car and whoever else is in your life could all be on this show and talk about why we love Dave Matthews Band. But we would all have a very different story. And that's the cool thing about this podcast is there are no two episodes that are alike. Yes, I'm in all of them, but that's the only thing that is the common thing. Other than that, it's going to be a different person on each episode talking about why they fell in love with this band, why they still listen to this band. So I'm excited to let you listen to the audio version of his video submission that he sent in and was picked winner of the contest. If you would like to see this video in its entirety, the way he sent it to me, it is on my YouTube channel. It's simply under the Space Between podcast. But for now, you're going to get to listen to it. I hope that it is everything it was to Justin and I. We love it so much. And we're so proud of this content and being able to share it with you. So look for our friend John in the Minnesota pit if you are going to be there. Even if you're not in the pit, he's going to be roaming around getting a drink or whatever with this podcast shirt on. So always shout out to people that have podcast shirts on. Be like, hey man, I heard of that before. Or, hey, I know Renee, but I've never listened to an episode. Like whatever is your story, because there are people of both. If you're going to be in Denver this coming just in the next couple of days, today I'm recording this, I'm releasing this to you on Wednesday, and that means I fly out tomorrow to head to Denver because Denver is like return of the tour after the guys have had a month off. So we get a Friday, Saturday show at Fiddler's Green in Denver. And I will be there doing live interviews, capturing live sound bites from any of you that are going to be inside, those of you in line. If you catch me around town, I'd love to hear just bits and pieces of your story. And of course, if you want to schedule to be on the podcast later, we can definitely exchange information. But guys, here we go. This is John's submission. I'll catch you on the next episode. Or if you're going to be in Denver, I'll see you there.
Good morning, Renee. My name is John Rozsnyai. I'm coming to you from Seattle, Washington. I'm here with my tech team of Ryan and Reese who've been helping me with this project. First off, I want to thank you for hosting the Minnesota Pit Ticket giveaway. It has been a real blessing and treat this summer, getting a chance to reflect on my experiences and stories following the band for the last 3 decades, and getting the chance to share them with my kids there. Some of the stories were new that they heard. Some of them, the stories they've heard for the umpteenth time, I probably never want to hear again. So thank you. So why do I love Dave Matthews Band? It comes down to pretty much 3 words: the music, the adventure, and the people. As with any good love story, it evolves across the years and decades and life phases, and can shift with both the good times and the bad. For me, it started back in high school, senior year, took acoustic guitar class, loved the sound of the instrument. My favorite album was Tesla's 5-Man Acoustical Jam, and I was there with my friend James, who got me into the class. James was my concert guy. He would always have the knack to find the next new band before anyone else. And in 95, he introduced me to Under the Table I'm Dreaming, and I fell in love with it. Come that summer, which is now technically summer of 96, James and I made our first pilgrimage to the Gorge for the Horde Festival, the sole purpose of seeing Dave Matthews and his Racing Blues Traveler, Lenny Kravitz, and Rest of Route 2. Hearing them and seeing them, as everyone knows, is just two different experiences. And what I found for me was I love the live experience so much more than just the album. A lot of times I'll hear the songs live first, then I'll go back to the album and hear them completely different. Seeing the 5 members of the band on the stage, the energy they brought each night, how they interact with the friendships with each other there, how infectious it was. And the crowd picked up on it, and the crowd returned the same energy right back to the band. Seeing that, feeling that, and experience it, I became hooked for that environment. I loved it ever since. Uh, Music is lovely, lively, and fun of the good times, but probably more crucial and important in the dark and bad times, as it can lift you up sometimes when you're feeling all is lost. For me, that was fall of 97, my senior year in college. A couple weeks shy of Christmas, my father's health took a turn for the worse quickly, and he passed away. This was right about the time that the Crash album had already come out, and I was starting to listen a lot more about the words. A lot of messages I was picking up on and attracted to was Dave talking about life, love, and death. And then obviously, I was doing a lot of processing grief and emotion at that point there. I was very much attracted to Line Our Graves and the hint of the religious element and hoping something else was out there with death. By that spring, Still Grieving, Before These Crowded Streets got released, which eventually became my favorite album. Falling into listening to Dream and Dream and hearing the stories of a kid, I mean kid, just a son and a daughter, and their interactions and how they look to their parents for comfort in times of trouble and when things seem dark and bleak. To the opposite side of Pig, with the message of, don't waste your time here. It's very, very important and short. It's brief. And a lot of those messages really shaped how I view the world and the lens I've looked at things. It just really shaped my core belief. Graduated college, joined the Air Force, moved all the way across country to the Panhandle of Florida, where I got a chance to marry my college sweetheart, Sarah. Being 2 recently broke college kids, didn't have a ton of money. So our honeymoon incorporated driving down to Tampa, seeing family, head up the road to Orlando and seeing Mickey Mouse. And then as the scheduling gods would have it, heading down to West Palm Beach and seeing Dave Matthews Band. 2 years later, 9/11 takes place. At that point, I'm working on a KC-135 as an air crew. You think of that as a flying gas station. Our job is to give other aircraft gas while airborne. And for 9/11, I was part of a small group of people that were responsible for refueling all the special operations aircraft in Afghanistan. The mission set required us to fly very low, in the dark, below mountaintops, flying through valleys on night vision goggles. There was a ton of unknown, a ton of risk, and unknown projected casualty rates. So the commander that was in charge of taking care of us tasked each and every one of us to go home and write a goodbye letter to those that were important to us. So I remember sitting at the desk, pouring my heart out to my fairly new bride, Sarah. We've been married 2 years. And obviously talking very much about life, love, and death, everything to me that Dave Matthews stood for. So I need to say a lot of his lyrics worked its way into the letter. The deal was when we got home, he would destroy the letters. I'm here today. The letter was shredded. It was never read by anyone. So for me, meanings I started tying to Dave Matthews' music and his lyrics is why I love the music. But one of the best things about love is it can grow. And in this case, the adventures I've had and the people I got a chance to meet directly because of Dave Matthews and his concert experience has become tied to the music and synonymous with why I love Dave Matthews Band. You ask, why do I want to represent the podcast? And it's the second half of the initial answer I gave you. It was the adventure of meeting the people, which is really what your podcast is all about, getting a chance to meet new people, share memories, and create those new adventures together. In the military, you're forced to move a lot. That requires kind of uprooting from your friends and building new friends every couple of years. To do that successfully, you learn you have to take these chances. And for me, that meant going out solo to concerts. Very scary, but something if you really want to live, is something you have to do. And as luck would have it, I'm actually going to be in Minneapolis on August 30th, flying home. So very, very easy for me to extend my stay a couple of days. I'm just saying. But reminiscing about the people and the experience I met is fascinating. I realized the first 10 shows I went to, I showed up with the first 9 with a friend in tow and one solo adventure. And as I reached different phases of life and moved to different parts of the countries, the last 10 have been completely flipped. I've done 9 solo adventures and gone to one show with a bud in tow. And what's probably most surprising to me was all the experiences were good, but these solo experiences, I would say, were equally good, but if not better. And thinking about these are just a couple of examples that come to my mind from my solo trips. It's 1999. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Been there 5 weeks. The only people I know, like 1 or 2 people from the office. Dave Matthews is playing right down the road in Austin. It's July. It's 100 degrees. I have a car that overheats, no GPS, no maps. So I go up there super early to make sure I get there safely. I'm walking around, meeting all kinds of college kids from University of Texas, making friends, and someone's out there passing out bracelets randomly with no real information. So grab one, head into the venue. Come to find out, these bracelets guys right in front of the stage. This concert was a General Mission Tires for all tickets. And we got a chance to watch the opening out of me and my new 200 closest friends just laying on the ground, watching the opening act. Dave comes out, starts the show, playing the opening riff for Warehouse. He's kind of checking out the vibe of the crowd that's completely empty in front. Walks over to one of the managers on the side. You see him talking, nodding his head over our directions. Next thing you know, they open the gate and just a sea of people come flooding into the thing. So our nice wide open spaces quickly disappeared. I lived in North Carolina. Got a chance to go to the Raleigh show. And didn't know anyone. Got on the Warehouse message board there, found tailgate, went to the tailgate, talking to locals there. Got the chance to meet Blair. So I'm asking Blair, hey, I'm going to the Virginia Beach show tomorrow. Do you know anything about that place? And she gives me the lowdown. There's a great parking lot, just the general area here. Works really, really well and it's free. Once again, don't know the area. Show up super early, find the parking lot, and I see a bus. Hop on over there. Hey, where are you guys going? To the venue. Perfect. Hop on. About halfway there, come to find out it was the employee bus. Very fortunate, did not get kicked off the bus and they all the way to the venue, talking to a bunch of new employees there. Do the show and is able to accomplish one of every DMV's fans like bucket goals list there and got the end of the night selfie with Dave Matthews, which is awesome. So I'm super pumped now. Walking back to my car, high as a kite. And of course, I ran into Blair and super excited to show her the selfie. Oh, Blair decides to one-up me and shows me the set list that she got that night. Very well played, Blair. Very well played. And then last year, I finally did the 3-day camping experience at the Gorge. Something that everyone should do at least once. As a solo traveler, it is very overwhelming. It was very daunting. So what I did was I reached out on the Solo Ants page. Just put a post out there. Hey, who's going? A bunch of people started chiming in, changing locations and names. 2 individuals, Bridget and Miranda, reached out to me. Said, hey, do you want to host the night zero tailgating thing? Absolutely. So I meet up with Bridget driving on in at Ellensburg, and we caravan in together to make sure we have 2 campsites right next to each other. Bridget's not a camper, so I help her with her tent set up there. The pre-show coordination, brought air mattress for her. I take minimal responsibility of the fact that the tent partly collapsed the first night and the fact that the air mattress had a slow leak in it. Minor detail. Met very people. First night was awesome. 4 days with night zero. It's a long time there, a lot of white space. So I also signed up to KB Yoga and the 5K that the Be Fit group host each year. Saturday rolls around and I am tired. It's day 3. It's hot out. I'm debating whether I should get out of my sleeping bag and make it to the run. Eventually, I decide I'm up and I might as well do it. And I do. I get a chance to meet Kayla, Lisa, and Jason, the moderators for the Fit group. They're all amazing people. And they're talking about the run this year and talking about them losing Ian over the course of the year. Ian works with the band, and they were doing this run in honor of him. So they finished the run, get back. They're kind of talking to everyone one last time as a group. And Kayla broke the surprise that one of the things Ian used to like to do was pass out set lists to the fans. That was kind of one of his things to do. So all the participants got that set list I've been chasing for all these years. Night 2, eating progresses. Everyone knows before these crowd seats take me back. Your favorite album being heard live was amazing. But what made it unforgettable was Nathan and Amanda next to me and the friendship I made with the 2 of them. Sitting there, I just slowly started putting the pieces together, don't drink the water, saying, that's kind of ironic. And they break down and stay like, wait a second, this is too much of a coincidence. If Halloween's next, this is really happening. And sure enough, Halloween breaks out and our holo group section, starts jumping up and down in unison together like little kids. The energy and the excitement there. Like I say, you can't replicate those type of feelings. It is so rare to have them. And get a chance to experience that with new friends. It's something you just bond over for the rest of your life. So end of the weekend, drive home Monday morning, tired as can be, go home, take a nap, wake up, and my phone is blowing up to this post. A missed connection that someone that sure looks a lot like me. And of course, Miranda and Amanda both dime me out and tag my name to the post. And now my phone is getting hits all over the place. I reached out to the individual, get a chance to meet them electronically. Not a very cool individual. More I got a chance to know her there, award-winning teacher from California, super cool person, very sweet, offered to, hey, do you want me to pull the post down? And said, no, there's been so much good energy and love being generated as people traveling home. It's been giving people something to follow. People were having too much good time. I was like, please leave it out there. So I let it sit for a little bit longer and do the post to the masses. Say, hey, I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but I am happily married. Thank you for letting know there. And it was really amazing getting a chance to watch a missed connection take place firsthand, to see that in a community like the DMB families community, those type of messages actually work, and 2 people could get in touch like that if they ever needed to. Not a lot of people can say that. A lot of groups can say that also. So the end, some of the best memories I've had, some of the most amazing people I've met, some of the best friendships I've made, it's all been tied to the music. So with that, Renee, I want to say thank you very much for this contest. Thank you for the family time that it's generated this summer. It's been perfect for August. If you're kind enough to select me at this video for the winner, I would tell you I will put the pit ticket to good use. Spreading that Dave Matthews love, having a good time, and staying up, making memories and experiences with new friends. So once again, thank you very much.